Hello, and welcome to Last Time On. This is the podcast for people who want to watch all this prestige television, but who's got time for it?
Well, I do because I didn't just leave the country for a few weeks, but
Yeah. Speaking of which, I listened to the episode.
Hey.
hey,
The mandibles tickle the balls.
no, no, Xhafer, the mandibles tickle the booty.
The booty, yeah.
Was that what that was? Okay.
That's what that, yep.
Also, I'm just gonna throw this out there. One episode without me, and you guys ran for an hour and 45 fucking minutes after editing.
Yes. Yes, we did. See what happens
So-
when you
so
leave us
next
unsupervised.
You're complaining about an episode going long, either of you. I
Mhm.
want you to grab a mirror before you say
Okay.
anything to me.
Xhafer, let us not pretend like you're ever the one keeping us on track.
I love the fact that our recap of The Predator was almost longer than the actual movie.
It's because we had some very fun side topics and stuff to
That
talk
was
about.
that was a lot of fun to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
a
I
lot
hope
of the
that you, dear
magical
listener,
autism to rant about.
Oh,
I hope that we saved some of our dear listeners the misery of actually having to watch that movie. so.
I paid real human
I'm
money.
sorry,
Victor.
Ben. I feel bad about that. If I would have known. God.
I will say you almost got me in trouble
Which part?
because I was like going to lunch at work and I had a coworker in the car and I turned the car on and it's just Ben saying magic autism is the first thing that came out of my car speakers. And I just had to stop it, look at I've got two coworkers in the car. One I'm very good friends with, one I'm getting to know, and I just had to look back and be all like, look,
Okay, let me explain.
this is what they're talking about right now. This is a
I'm
podcast
incredulous.
I'm listening
He's incredulous.
to.
Hey, at least it wasn't a clip of like Thomas Jane going, "Eat your pussy."
True.
Well,
Could
welcome
have
everyone.
been worse.
I'm Victor.
I'm Xhafer,
I am Ben.
and we're back with The Expanse, and I'm back from my trip. I've been in Europe for several weeks. Although I've been back for almost a week now.
How's it feel
Yeah,
coming
in-
back to
The land of
gestures
freedom.
wildly?
You know what was great? I didn't hear anything about the election for 3 weeks.
That's
See, that was
nice.
not my experience when I was in Europe over the summer.
Mm.
I would highly recommend going and leaving the country right before the election to anyone who can.
Yeah.
It was very relaxing. I mean, having my phone basically disabled was a lot to do with that. Occasionally, I would get an ad on the Facebook or an email that I would ignore, but for the most part, very, very little about the election in my life for several weeks, which was very relaxing. Because holy fuck, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to stay away from it for my own mental health. But anyway, speaking of mental health, let's talk about our friend James Holden.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to
Who's,
be doing okay.
He does not seem to be doing
Yeah.
great. We got season 3, episode 13, Abaddon's Gate.
Abaddon's Gate.
We open on a very blue ring of ships. And
Orbiting
this
a
is somehow
big Borg sphere-looking thing.
space. Yeah, it's like space, but also like maybe kind of like an atmosphere-y thing. Like it's kind of sealed, it's closed. Ben, I think we're in Uranus.
No, clearly this is the warp.
Oh, did you just make a Warhammer 40k joke?
Because
He
Abaddon
did.
is here.
Nerd.
Ben, I made a Uranus joke. You don't respond to that with 40k.
By
You say the correct answer was, but then it'd be brown, not blue. Do we want to retake it?
'cause it is blue. And if there's one thing I am, it is astronomically correct.
If Uranus is blue, then everything's normal. So yeah.
Well, just don't
Now
ask
that
where
you
your
gotta die.
popsicles went.
You know, I am actually I was a little concerned that we landed on this episode because I kind of feel like it explains too much.
No,
But,
Victor. No, it does not.
No, it does not, Victor.
In fact, it makes it very, very confusing. I don't know who any of these gosh darn people are. I don't know where we are. I don't know what ships we're on. We're not in the solar system anymore.
Yeah, we get a lot of big reveals here, though. So, so let's dive right in. We got these ships orbiting this big blue Borg sphere inside what appears to be Uranus.
Yep. Inside some kind of blowy glue cloud, and the ship is glowing ominously purple.
They all are.
Yeah.
All the ships in orbit have a big ominous
And it is-
purple glow.
Okay, Victor?
Yeah.
I know either the sphere or the big ship that they're on is called the Behemoth. And I'm going to say it is the big ship they're on.
Yeah.
That all our main characters are
Yes.
Yeah.
on.
They're on the Behemoth.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
answer
Okay.
that? I mean, it's
No.
it's kind
No,
of,
you don't need to answer because they're clearly on the Behemoth.
I
Yeah.
was
The
I was making a
Behemoth,
definitive
by the
statement.
way, there's a handful of things going on here that I made note of that they don't tell us explicitly, but you can tell from the background.
Mhm.
Like the Behemoth is an Earth ship because there's UN stuff fucking everywhere on the walls.
Is there?
Yeah,
What?
there's a ton of it. There's all kinds of UN labeled supplies all over whenever they're in an area. Should there not be?
I'm not saying anything. I can't confirm or deny if what you're saying is correct.
But along with the supplies,
Someone got killed on that bridge last episode because when we see the bridge of the Behemoth for the first time, when they zoom out and you see all the stained glass
Oh,
on
okay.
stuff,
Mhm.
there's a blood splatter from like someone getting shot in the head
Yeah.
on the ceiling right above the bridge.
Okay, I thought you mean CIC. I thought you mean the bridge
Oh,
they're
yeah.
on later with like the two guys.
Yeah, we
fighting
get a
the
bridge
robot
and we
suit.
get
Oh.
a,
It was like,
bridge.
Oh yeah, no,
There's-
CIC.
yeah. But
CNC.
along with all of the UN supplies, they got a case of Nutter Butters because Holden's gone Nutter Butters.
Holden has gone straight Nutter Butters.
Mhm.
Did you catch that they're in an area labeled livestock, by the way?
Yeah, they're in a. They have Holden and someone else there in, a livestock pen.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's Mama Mao.
I mean, I want to answer you, but
I just in my notes,
No, I'm
she is just
it-
the electrician.
the electrician.
well, her character name ends in Mao. Thank you, X-Ray.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
well then, yeah. I mean, I can't.
So
She's
yeah.
obviously part of the Mao family. Then
she's part of the Mao family. I wrote Mama Mao because I like the alliteration. It might be like
Mama
Sister Mao or Cousin Mao. Or
I wrote
unfortunately similarly named character Mao, but
I really, man, honestly, I cannot wait until we get to the final episode and I get to do the big recap. Or I'm practicing. I'm putting together my notes for the big Expanse recap that we're gonna have at the end of the season. So
See, I like just calling her
So-
the electrician because that's my hitman name.
the electrician. That's a good
Yeah.
hitman name.
It's a good hitman name. 100%. So yeah, Holden is trying to talk to Miller, and I put Miller in question marks here
hmm
because I don't know if it's Miller. I don't know if it's a ghost. I don't know if this is a hallucination and someone's like. So at the end of this episode, right, we see Miller again, very briefly.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Holden is like Well, yeah, but this is the same line of communication, right?
Right.
So it's just I'm not quite sure. I still think Miller is dead. Maybe Miller got ate by blue goo. And this is all blue goo shit.
Yeah, it seems like Miller is. I'm assuming that Miller is to Holden as Mao is to Miller.
Hmm.
A dead person who is now a blue goo ghost who is communicating with
Yeah.
them information beyond the mortal realm.
Oh, you mean like how Miller was having visions of Julie Mao?
Yeah.
Julie Mao. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's interesting because he suddenly is like, "Oh, hey, I know how to fix this." And their answer is we have to convince the station that they're not a threat.
So
Part of this, though, is we find out that the station somehow has killed thousands of people.
hmm
Yeah.
There
So
doesn't seem to be
the
like an
station-
AI or something.
it's the space jellyfish. It's the blue goo jellyfish. So this is my theory. Uh, we saw that the blue goo had adapted to taking over ships in the last episode we saw. It was starting to take over the one battle cruiser or whatever that was stranded. It was
Yeah,
starting to eat it
the UN
and
battleship.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the UN battleship and do stuff with that. I'm guessing the blue goo has evolved into not just eating people, but eating objects. And the blue goo ate the station.
Mm.
See, I think this is something else.
Oh.
I'm going to say that what we've got going on here is an AI that
Okay.
is like the gatekeeper to this I'm just going to call it the warp because that's what it seems to be. You can jump in and jump out and get like super far away. This you know, very tiny, very compact galactic space hub that's going to allow mass transit. And this is a automated your card needs 495 in order to get on the A train, you know, defense and
Mhm.
fare mechanism. And all these humans showed up without their, MTA cards all
Gonna have a bus
charged up.
pass.
And it's just like, I don't think you're supposed to be here. Zap. Die, die, die.
Zap.
And now it is, how do we convince this thing not to kill us all?
You know, you you reminded me of something I saw recently. I had an ad on YouTube or something, but it said something about AI dentistry. Okay, I do not want an AI fucking dentist, dude.
I don't want an AI dentist.
Yeah.
I don't want an AI car. I don't want an AI search engine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and look into that because whatever it has to do, I don't want AI to. Yeah, stay
AI
away from my
worse
fucking
things
teeth.
worse.
Yeah.
There's like one decent AI model in existence.
Mhm. Anyway,
There's reasons for that.
yeah.
Okay.
But we also, this is interesting. We have a weird team up of people at CNC. We've
Mhm.
got a bunch of belter pirates and
There's
Mars Marines.
Yeah, we got the
Yeah.
Mars Marines in there.
and there's a ton of people from the moon.
What?
So everyone's got those uniforms on, right? And they've got different labels on them
Uh-huh.
on where they're like stationed or from, presumably. And there's a ton of them that say Tycho,
Oh,
Tycho being a region of the moon.
that is.
I mean, it could also be something else in this universe. It could have been a ship or something. Tycho is a famous astronomer.
Astronomer. One of the coolest
astronomer.
dudes. He had his nose cut off in a duel and just made himself a silver nose.
You are making this up.
No, it's
No,
absolutely
Google that
true.
shit.
And also had a pet moose that died because he got it drunk and it fell down a flight of stairs.
Okay, now you sound like an AI making up a story.
Victor, did you know that Tycho Brahe was a early proponent of Copernican motion? As in, your motion around Copernicus's dick. What? What?
First time I'd ever heard that name was in Penny Arcade. Actually, I didn't know it. I didn't know that was Tycho Brahe was an actual astronomer
Yep.
until
Yep.
yeah. I just said astronomer.
Astronomer.
Until after
Astronomer.
I was a Penny Arcade fan for a while. I was like, oh, it's named after an actual person.
So one interesting thing we see here is Holden calls back to Alex and Amos
Mhm.
and says,
Mhm.
hey, Miller told me blah, 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 blah. And they're kind of like, all right, cool.
They're cool with it. Yeah.
So some people are aware that Holden talks to Miller and that it's not just Holden's nuts.
Not just crazy. Yeah.
Now,
oh, man, okay,
Ben.
this is a great episode. Yeah.
Ben, obviously, we don't know what's going on.
No.
Victor, I don't want any input from you here.
Nope, nothing.
Do we think that Miller is still a character in the books at this point, and that's why they're doing this because Tom Jane had left the show to go be a movie star, presumably again? Or is this how it goes in the books as well? Do you think?
I think that this is following the books. And I
Okay.
also found out something very interesting. Did you guys
Do
know
tell.
Tom Jane wrote a book?
Tom Jane wrote a book. What book did he write?
Or at least he is on a tour right now talking about aliens.
Like,
How he believes that there's aliens.
Of course he
oh,
does.
well,
Fucking Tom
yeah,
Jane,
I
man.
mean, statistically, that's probably true.
I don't think so.
Well, when
You
someone
don't think there's
says
aliens, Ben?
No.
when someone says they believe
Why
in aliens,
not?
there are varying degrees of that statement.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Tom Jane is kind of dipping into the he's dipping into the Scientology side of the
I
spectrum
am not
there.
sure. Somebody sent me a TikTok, and TikTok, you can't watch a TikTok unless you download TikTok.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah. He tells Holden tells the rest of the crew that they have to convince everyone to shut off their fusion drives.
Because they
Mhm.
blew up a ship, making
Yeah.
making Behemoth think that we're a problem. So Xhafer, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
What happened on her?
What the hell happened?
But I got the van.
Let's see who's not with us anymore.
There's a very easy answer.
Savarala. What? Oh, Miller.
No. No,
Who's your easy
you go,
answer? Who you
because
thinking?
I'll follow you up.
Oh, so we learn by the end of this episode, like, that they're in this is the gate, they're inside of the gate kind of a thing, right? And it's kind of Dyson sphere-y, but not in a mechanical way, it seems. So I'm gonna guess that they were. Oh, do you think it was the ship that blew up in the episode we watched? Actually,
No, that was like 4 or 5 episodes ago.
That was 6. We're
yeah,
at
but
13.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, too much time, you think?
Like the whole war
Okay.
ended apparently, and new shit is happening.
Yeah.
Victor saying, "Oh, this explained too much." I don't have any idea. Like, Earth and Mars aren't at war anymore, and that's not even a concern.
Well, it was the what's his name, Aaron, right?
Yeah,
He took the blame for everything. Yeah.
I figured. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. A ship exploded, Ben. I don't know. I don't have anything. I'm so fucking tired.
Oh, Xhafer,
I'm
come on.
sorry.
Go have some coffee go snort some coffee beans real quick and come back.
okay. Well, I know this isn't how the game's supposed to go, but I'll say what hop on her.
You just say last time on.
I know.
Ben.
But I already tried to stick it to you.
And failed.
Yeah. You know who's not here, Xhafer?
Avasarala?
We do see Avasarala briefly for about 5 seconds.
We do?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
I
at the
missed
end.
her completely. Okay.
But no,
Where the fuck is she?
back on Earth. She's now I'm assuming, UN Secretary General.
Oh, okay.
At
Good
least
for
that's
her.
what I'm
Promotion.
going to say. Last time on, in the fallout of Aaron Wright going down and what's his nuts just getting curb stomped by Anna and Sadavir. What was the name of the old Secretary General?
Aaron, right?
No, he was
No,
the Secretary of
the
Defense.
he was the
Oh.
It was like
oh, yeah.
Gibson
oh,
or
it
something.
was
I don't know.
Santiago or something.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
He was the guy who they were just talking in front of like he wasn't in the room.
Right.
He has been kicked out of office, and Avasarala is now in charge of Earth. But no, who we are missing is Prax. And Prax's little girl.
Prax.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that they were like, hey, there's all this weird stuff going on. You know what? I got my daughter. That was my mission. That is what we had to do. Like, you guys go be Robin Hood and everybody. I'm looking after my girl. And then they end up in this middle of nowhere space, and something goes wrong, and they blow up Prax and his daughter. Because screw you, viewer. Screw you, people at home. I want to make
That
you
hurts
sad.
me, Ben.
Man, yeah, that's some Game of Thrones style stabbing the backstabbing right
I'd
there.
ask who hurt you, but there's a non-zero chance the answer is going to be me.
But also a cool thing here is we have David Strathern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Great actor.
Ashford, the evil Belter Pirate King.
Mhm.
Pirate King. That's
I
a
don't know,
great
whatever
title.
he is. He's clearly using force to keep people like doing what they're doing. A guy gets electrocuted because apparently the behemoth needs a ton of work.
Mhm.
And he's
Did
just
you
like,
guys notice the paintings in the background of the CIC?
no.
Yeah. And there's stained glass and stuff. Yeah, it's very artsy in there.
We then cut down to a reporter who's being the most reportery.
Yeah.
Played by
And
Anna Hopkins. I love her. She was she also played a reporter in Defiance, which was a short-lived TV series that I enjoyed.
and here we find out something very interesting. Amos cut a guy in half with a door. Way to go, Amos. And do you know what Amos has to say about this? Do you want me to feel guilty? Because I don't feel guilty, and I never will. Let's just move on with this conversation.
Fucking Amos.
Hero of the people, Amos.
You know, I was listening to our previous episodes, and you guys are definitely not on Team Amos.
Well,
I love the character, and you guys are getting the abridged version of him, of course. And I'm just like, damn.
Well,
you
Victor-
guys have reasons to.
Victor,
to
I
not
have to
like
ask. This character, this guy who he cut in half with a door, was he a refugee?
Can I answer that question? Do you want me to?
Just part of it is Amos. I said Amos tries to kill more refugees. I'm going to be interested and see if he actually succeeded this time.
Okay, so this is a spoiler, but it's
For a dead guy.
It's damn it, hang on. Vocabulary loading. Spoiler, but it's inconsequential. He was not a refugee, but he was blind.
Amos killed a blind man with a door.
But okay. See, I feel like I'd be giving away too much if I
Was he an
talk
asshole?
anymore about his character's
Like,
death.
Just because you're
Well,
blind
yes.
doesn't mean you can't be a dick.
Oh yeah. He was a blind dick, but
I mean, by definition, I guess he didn't see the door closing.
oh,
It might have been an accident. That's all.
But,
I'm throwing
It
out
wasn't
there.
an accident. It's Amos.
okay, I can't say anything.
No, you can't say anymore. So
yeah, I've already said too much.
we have this plan. We need to turn off all the reactors to show the automated system that we're not a threat. Reporter, tell everybody to turn all their spaceships off and on again. And
But that's why they have Anna. They recruited, or Amos recruited Anna.
yes,
in the med bay.
which Anna is now in space, not on Earth. Something happened there. So I'm going to say last time on, Avasarala shows back up on Earth and is like, hey, we are now the two heroes who saved Earth. Earth can only have one of us. I'm not being a dick, but if we're both here, there's going to be instant factionalism. There's going to be people who say, I'm doing this for Anna, and there's going to be people who are saying they're doing this for Christiane, and there's going to be people who are going to try and motivate you with voting blocks, and only one of us can be here.
This makes me want to do a very niche meme of that scene from Babylon 5 where Londo and Mr. Morden are dividing up the galaxy.
Yeah. Well,
Just
I
put
think
them on.
it's simpler than that. She's just like, hey, honestly, the planet is not big enough for two heroes right now. If we want this peace to stand, one of us has got to go, and I'm Avasarala. It ain't gonna be me. I just got back here.
I just saw her recently, the actress who plays Avasarala. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name correctly, but I just saw her recently on The Penguin, which is a really good show, way better than I expected.
She's fantastic. She's an amazing
Yeah,
actress.
she plays a great character on there. Not as good as Avasarala, but very different. She plays a mob boss's wife. Yeah. Anyway, where are we now?
So now we are in the elevator where we find out that Holden and Naomi have patched things up. Clearly, this was an inconsequential and trivial parting because last time we met, they were saying, hey, we're leaving. And now they're back together
Yeah.
again. So,
Good for them.
Yeah.
They figured
Oh
it out.
right, yeah. Last time we saw these two was the nude shot in the bed where she's like, "I'm leaving."
yep, I gotta go. And then she's like, actually, no, we're cool. And it's like, you talk your problems out like adults.
That's good to know.
We
We completely glossed over our new character here. I don't think this is the first time you guys have seen Drummer.
yes.
She's the one
Yes.
with the robot legs.
Yeah, I just called her Robot Legs for a while. What's her first name?
Shit.
Kamina.
Yeah, okay, I've got her in here
Yeah, that's
in my
not a
notes as
spoiler,
Kamina. because that's what Ashford calls her.
Mhm.
But we've got, so Holden, Naomi, Kamina, and soon to be dead guy. And they're just like, hey, we can leave you behind and like punch you and say we knocked you out. And he's like, nah, boss man, I'm with you. It's like, oh no, man, you don't even have
It's
a
all, look,
name. Like,
bro, you're an extra here. You're not going to survive, okay?
You got 2 lines and not a third because that means you get your SAG card.
5. It's 5.
Oh, is that really what it is?
Yes. Well, no.
I wasn't aware.
Sorry. At 5, you get paid a lot more. Which is actually a thing. If you go back and watch TNG, a lot of episodes, she's only in, like, I think she's in like 20. Nurse Ogawa has 4 lines.
Oh, shit.
And it's like, because if she says 5, then she's not a bit character.
Oh, you're like in an episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because in the later season, in the final season, they finally give her character more of a backstory with the Lower Decks episode.
Yeah, like Lower Decks and stuff, like she definitely has more than 4. But there are episodes where you can be like, count the lines. 4. Oh no. Man, she didn't get her payday. And then you'll get like, oh, she got 6. She got 6. It is just one of those SAG things that if you know about it, you can like play a fun game with it. But they go and they load up with guns.
Mhm.
And I'm going to circle back around to this because this made me confused and mad later on in the episode.
Is it guns in space again? Because
No.
continues to be a bad idea.
Right.
But they get to this other bridge, not the CNC, but the bridge to the reactor. And
the actual
Holden
bridge.
throws a
Literal
grenade
bridge.
in the elevator to be like, nobody's following me.
oh, I'm glad you brought this up because grenades in space is a terrible idea.
If the ship's big enough, it doesn't matter.
In fucking zero gravity, grenades are worse because they don't stop.
No, they do not.
Like,
Well, they don't stop until they hit something.
it's like the
but yeah.
NPC from Mass Effect says, Sir Isaac Newton
is the deadliest
meanest
motherfucker in space.
Yeah. It's like that explosion. There's no friction to stop the shrapnel from going, so it's just gonna go. So it's like, God, guys, don't throw grenades in space. Listeners, if you're in space, don't throw a grenade. Remember.
This has been Victor's space grenade moment.
Safety tips with Vic.
So then we end up with Amos, Alex, Anna, and our reporter. And
her name is Anna. I call her Juliet in my notes the whole time, which is her character on Lost.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I mean to watch Lost. Go ahead.
It's Anna Vodovokov, I believe.
Now, it's
Something
funny
like
that
that, yeah.
in the pre-show you did the Manamana thing because I was doing that when we finally get Anna's last name. Volovodov. I was like, Volovodov.
I just knew it was a V with
Volovodov.
only O's. And
There
they
was a
start
sale on V's.
Yeah, they start hacking the comms, and Amos gives an awful pick-me-up speech. And Anna's just like,
kill some motherfuckers.
I don't know about this. And he's like, hey, last time I tried to kill somebody, you told me not to. This time, I'm going to kill some people, and we're also probably going to die. And it's just like, Amos, come on, man.
He's a very pragmatic man,
But Anna is trying to teach him that hate is a burden. And he's like, is it though? Because that feels like
He's still
hate
very
is the
much
thing
that
you're
guy.
carrying on your shoulders. Me, I laid it down, and now it is my foundation. And you can build so tall. But Anna does make a interesting point of like, hey, we are all like instantly jumping to murder everyone every time we run into somebody out here, and nobody thinks for a second about, is there another thing we can do?
Yep. We start a reactor shutdown sequence that takes 20 minutes with 25 minutes left in the episode for, I want to say, the second or third time we've seen now. There's lots of reactor shutdowns in this show.
At least
and they always take 20 minutes.
At least it is not a beloved character actor overloading one and then getting written out on my show and it blows up. I miss Nick Terabay.
Oh man.
Nick Terabay's
So this
great.
is we're now in the part where Drummer, Holden, and Naomi are
in the reactor. They drop down,
Yeah.
assault some technicians, and we
My
find
first
out
watch
that
through,
Ashford is trying to destroy the ring, shoot a laser at it, and I
That's
don't know
where
what that's supposed to do.
they're talking to Ashford through the screen in the control room.
Well, this is before
And
that, where he's trying to
is
talk
it?
to
Oh, okay.
the people in his crew, where he's just like, "No, we've got to blow it up because we've been on the defensive, and now we've got to attack that thing. So shoot a laser beam at it."
Mhm.
And here I'm just like, "What is going on? Where are we? What is the ring? Is the ring the hole? Is the ring the entire sphere?" Because that's not a ring, but also these guys are kind of dumb. I don't know. And they try to talk to each other, at which point Kamina, in the middle of Holden and Ashford talking back to each other, she's just like, "No, we're done." And it's just like,
Mhm.
Kamina, I don't think you're in a position to stop these two people from talking. It's like if
Now that-
the president and the premier of the USSR were talking on the red phone, and the switchboard operator was like, "You know what? Fuck this guy," and unplugged the phone.
that control room that they're in down there,
It's cool.
my first watch through, I did not it didn't register just how cheesy that room looks. Like it looks like something out of like a repurposed set from Star Trek the original series.
I thought it was cool.
It's pretty cheesy, but it makes sense considering the background of the ship that they're on, which I can't say, but I will eventually.
The background is the big blue sphere.
No, I mean
I'm s-
the story background of the ship that they're on,
I
the
know.
origin of the space. God damn it, Ben! I can't tell when you're dad joking.
90% of the time, Victor. 90% of the time.
If your mouth is open, that's a good sign.
Well, that's why I have this pop filter in front of it, so you can't tell.
Anyway, so yeah. Drummer hangs up the phone. Then suddenly we get the broadcast from
Monica Stewart.
Monica and Anna. It's very confusing because the actor playing Monica's name is Anna. But anyway, yeah, they start doing the thing, and God, dude, someone mentioned in our Discord chat that they liked the character of Anna. I don't. I just, God, she's so annoying. She's all just like, "Hi everyone, I know we're scared, but if we all hold hands and turn off our fusion drives, then we'll all be okay. If we just let's all pray together." And God, it's just irritating.
Now,
as
one
fuck.
thing I did notice here while they're doing this scene where Monica is having Anna, the person who we find out stopped the Earth-Mars war.
Yeah, we saw that
Yes.
last episode. Yeah.
But she did it pretty much by herself by being like, "Hey, Sadavar is a dick. Let's all stop this." She's got huge bruises on her neck.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm going to ask you guys, let's get weird with it.
Let's get weird.
How did Anna get these huge bruises on her neck?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh,
Go for it.
this is easy.
I don't think I should because
Okay.
my first place.
This is easy, Ben. And just don't kink shame, okay?
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah. It's not even. Why would you even ask, dude? That's kind of rude.
Xhafer? Those yums?
Uh,
Blech. Blech.
Look,
Are
just
you
'cause-
yucking the yums?
I am.
Just because they're not for you doesn't mean that it's not.
I'm trying to.
If
I'm
you
trying to
have
think of
bruising
something to
like
get weird
that
with
on
it.
your neck, it's not a. It's,
Maybe she's got
it's not a.
Maybe she's got a condition where she bruises super easy.
Then you
Yeah, it was
shouldn't
a-
be doing
as long
this.
as long as everyone's a consenting adult, you shouldn't be judging.
I
them.
I
There you go,
am.
yeah.
I am judging you
Mhm.
hard.
We know. We know. No, you're judging soft. That's the
No, I'll
problem.
judge you
If were
hard.
judging hard,
I will
you
judge
would
you
have a
hard
problem
and
with it.
all night long. I'll just sit
Let's
there
see,
with a disapproving look on my face the entire time.
That actually explains a lot about your sex life.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm the only one here with a kid.
That's true. You're the only one who
That we know of.
can prove.
Yeah, that we're aware of once again.
All right,
I got
Victor.
laid at least once, and I have proof.
Victor, I've made it with a woman. Inform the men.
Inform the men. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Hey, you know what? That counts as a getting weird with it. I think we got weird with it enough.
We got weird with
Well,
it.
I will say with my getting weird with it, When Amos decided to do whatever bullshit he did that shut the doors, he could save the blind guy or Anna. And he ran over and like caught the door as it was slamming shut on Anna's neck. And she got some horrific bruising, but didn't get decapitated. And he looks over at the blind guy cut in half and he's like, meh, and moves on with his day.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I got the episode going in the background right now, and wow. Yeah, I forgot just how bad the bruises are on her neck. it's pretty
it's
savage.
real
It's
bad.
distracting.
At which
Yeah.
point
It's real
we now
bad.
have a small shootout between Amos and Alex and 3 Martian Marines. Why are they here? Weird stuff's going on. The Martian Marines are working for
The Belter
the
pirate,
Belter pirate
thing
guy,
Pelter
Ashford.
on what I thought was an Earth ship, but I guess I might be
I don't
wrong.
know. Stuff has
Well,
gotten
I just can't.
wibbly wobbly.
Honestly, I can't believe that you guys are just glossing over the paintings on the background and the bridge.
I don't
Like,
remember
I thought
them.
we were gonna have a whole conversation.
Oh, they're
about
all
that.
over. Oh no,
Yeah.
they're all over.
The fucking pioneers and the Oregon Trail going on.
Yeah, no, there's a ton of like.
Oh, no,
classic
clearly
art and stained glass.
Clearly,
in
this was
CNC.
a like. Why am I blanking on the word?
Museum
No, a
collection.
colonization ship. This is an Oregon Trail on a boat.
An Oregon Trail spaceship.
Yeah. Which is why they have enough guns to go and shoot all the deer and the buffalo, but you can only take 200 pounds back to camp.
Oh, damn, that's such a good game. Okay.
It is.
But
But
yeah, and
and
the
who is
Martian
among
Marines
our Martian Marines?
is Bobby.
I'm sorry.
And Bobby.
It is Roberta
Bobby.
Draper. She is using her full Martian government
Gun-
name.
Gunnery Sergeant Roberta Draper.
At which point Alex is like, Bobby? And she's like,
I love that scene.
Alex? And it's like, yeah,
Such
there's
a
only
good
7 people in space. We find out that
Yeah.
our electrician, who is Mrs. Mao, tried to kill Holden.
Mama Mao. Yeah.
Which is why I'm going to say last time on, Holden, somebody we haven't seen in a while, Holden has successfully taken down, forgetting his not Walter name,
Jules Pierre Mao.
Jules Pierre Mao. He has taken him down, and somebody, maybe a wife we hadn't known about, I'm going to say sister.
Mhm.
This is Mao's sister, is not happy with, hey, you railroaded Walter. He's too busy trying to ninja kick people and protect Arthur. That makes no sense to anybody who didn't watch The Tick. But she tried to kill him and then was like, actually, he's kind of crazy. Wait, he's not crazy. Oh no, he's trying to save us. But she tried to kill him because he took down her brother.
Makes sense.
That actor who plays Jules Pierre Mao is also in The Penguin. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, I'll need to watch that.
And it's also disappointing because, well, so far anyway, he hasn't had any fight scenes. Yeah.
I mean, the series is young.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's cool. True. We're only 4 episodes in.
There's like 4 episodes, right?
Yeah, we're only
So-
on episode like 4 or 5. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Just had to throw that in there.
Well,
Anyway, back to
that
the chemical
will make
restraint.
me watch that show.
Awesome. Sweet.
But yeah, she has a chemical restraint, much like,
It's space Xanax, you think? Just like keeping you chill.
well, it seems to be like a space restraining bolt. Like you
Yeah.
can't.
But it's chemicals.
Yeah.
It's like it's a they clearly state it's a like medical chemical
Oh yeah,
restraint.
she's full Alan Turing.
Man, I could totally go for a space Xanax strap to keep me restrained.
Okay,
That sounds amazing.
I thought you were about to say an apple full of cyanide, and I'm like, no, Victor, because that's how Alan Turing killed himself. We have a standoff, and Alex is talking to Bobby, and Amos is like, "Hey, I don't care that she's your friend. I will shoot her." And it's like,
Right.
Yep.
you guys were together on missions and stuff. Amos, what does it take to become your friend? Murder. Bobby is totally okay with murder. Alex seems to be the only one who's not cool with it. And here is where I was really like, where the hell is Prax? But now we know he blew up on the skiff with his daughter.
Oh my god!
Oh, poor Prax.
And then we cut to Holden and Naomi and Robo-Legs floating through a elevator shaft, trying to get away from... And here's where I get mad. Ashford sent a guy after them. And he's like, don't worry about it, boss man. And went and got a Bobby Robo suit.
Right. They
It,
stole.
it is Bobby's robo suit.
Yeah, it has her name on the on the helmet.
It has her name on it, and when he goes to shoot them, he can't shoot Holden, and there's an error message on the top of the screen that has Bobby's name and was all like against control rules or something, or like action unauthorized or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, which
But we find
at
out
first bothered me because it's like they've got a security mechanism to keep you from shooting the gun, but not from putting on the suit and activating it. But
But we also find
No,
out Bobby at one point is like gearing up with her Marine dudes, and she's like, "They stole my suit." The Holden and Naomi and them had been in this same exact locker room and could
They
have
didn't-
stolen the robo suit, or at the very least, take the helmet with you.
oh, they did, yeah.
And then it's
and-
like, this isn't as good, because I feel really bad for, we have our guy, our soon to be dead Belter guy and his one friend who bothers to show up, and they're shooting at this guy. We never even see them die.
Mhm.
They are so like inconsequential. It's like,
Yeah.
does this thing have a power pack? Just pull it out, shoot it with a gun, take it with you, put it in your back pocket.
Yeah,
It's probably rather heavy.
We then have now Alex talking to Bobby.
Bobby's friends call bullshit
right.
on Alex trying to stall. They get impatient, leading them to attack both Alex and Bobby, which goes very poorly for them.
I don't like when, hey, there's a fight scene and we have the guy fight the guy and the girl fight the girl, because
Oh yes,
we
that's
can't have a
trope.
guy
The-
punch a girl,
the
etc.
designated girl fight.
Yeah.
That's a trope on TV tropes.
But we do have, okay, we've got two people fighting Martian Marines. And Bobby kicks the shit out of her Marine, and Alex gets the shit kicked out of him.
That makes
It's just
sense.
like, yeah, because
Makes
Bobby's
sense,
a badass. And
Yep.
so
Mhm.
Amos shoots one of the guys in the face, whereas Bobby had been trying to just be like, stop it, you dipshits, and
Right.
gets shot for her trouble.
She tells them to stay back and chill while she tries to handle this, and then they are just like, "Fuck it, Leroy Jenkins," and they attack.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not saying they had it coming, but you know there were extras in the scene with the main characters, so they
Mhm.
had it coming. So
We go back to the hallway after this. Drummer grabs a couple of grenades and goes for the heroic sacrifice. And I was so mad that you just don't throw the grenades down the tube.
Well,
Right.
because they tried that. Holden tried
Well, they do
that,
it
and he
once and
got
it
two
misses. It only
guys
gets
and
two of 'em.
missed Diego?
yeah, Diogo.
Diogo.
You got two grenades. Like you just do.
You can try.
this.
Yeah.
It's a hallway. They're radius weapons. You'll
Mhm.
be fine.
Yeah,
but
and that it's never really explained, but it looks like they're EMP grenades.
Yes.
because they don't actually. There's no shrapnel. They just kind
No,
of
they just
out the
short you
suits.
out, and then you're not chasing us
Yeah.
anymore.
which is useful and smart because again, like I said earlier, you don't want to throw a grenade in space, especially in a compact area like that. It would-
Oh man, that would be so great.
yeah,
a grenade in space.
Oh, everything's
But-
turning to red mist, as we hear mentioned in this episode.
yeah. But
Yeah.
the guy that's chasing him, the only one that's left is
Diogo.
Diogo. He's the one with the Chakotay tattoo on his face. I think that actually is the Chakotay tattoo, just like rotated 90 degrees. So-
It looks like the Chakotay tattoo.
We do get a fun bit before
anyways,
Kamina tries to take out Diogo. She's just like, "Hey, sorry I tried to kill you. All right, I'm gonna go heroically self-sacrifice now."
It doesn't get the chance though, as Naomi sends the elevator down, smashing the power suit.
This was
Have you guys seen?
hilarious.
Yes. Have you guys seen Alien Romulus yet?
No.
No reason.
I don't appreciate what they did to Ian Holm, so I will not be seeing it.
We can talk about that some other time. I thought it was well done, but anyway. Okay, so yeah, so the Diogo gets the elevator to the face.
A
Is
bunch of
Bobby going to be
dudes
really
fill in the
pissed
hallway.
that her suit is messed up?
The suit is probably fine. Like, I mean, we've seen these suits survive some shit, right? One. Two, unless the elevator hits the hard bottom and goes to crush up against, which there's no reason it should in space.
He's just
should
goo
just
inside. She's
come
just
to
like,
a gradual.
Naomi, I've had to
Yeah.
have a hose and a water pick for 47 minutes. Thanks a lot,
Oh yeah.
bitch.
Oh yeah. The dude is probably goo inside the
Oh,
suit.
yeah, it's just-
for sure.
Suit goo.
But the suit itself is probably fine.
Yeah, it's made of Martian vibranium, so it's fine. Yeah.
Naomi, this still smells like Diogo. Thanks a lot.
Gross.
A bunch of dudes fill up the hallway for the broadcast as Holden and Naomi make it to the bridge. We finally get a good shot at like one of these like gateways in the ring at this point,
Yes.
where we see the like stars bending around it. And this was the only moment where I was like, oh, I finally understand where we are, kind of. Because up until this point, it was just like, why is this all blue in here? That doesn't really make sense for outer space.
Because at this point, you see stars in your multitudes, scarce to be counted, filling the darkness with
So this area
order
is
and
not
blue.
light.
Too many, Ben.
So
You are the
this area is not blue.
sentinels.
It's not blue in the books. That's all I'm
Silent
gonna say.
and
It's something they did just
sure.
for the TV show.
And that
anyway,
makes sense.
not gonna
Yeah,
say.
we'll just keep talking over him.
Keeping
Just
watch in
handle
the
it post.
night.
Just
watch
literally
in the
remove him in
night.
post, please.
Music in the night. I don't even know what he's
Okay.
singing, but that's fine.
Just let
Okay.
Miss relax,
Anyway,
man.
so then the Belter goons show up and start shooting at our heroes.
They're a lot worse.
Anna finally convinces, or one of the ships decides to shut down their fusion drive. We see it.
They're
Yeah,
just
they're
like, hey,
like,
what's the point? Like, why does it matter? We're
I
not
do
shooting
like
the
that.
laser.
I like that someone was thinking rationally here. Was like, well, okay, well, fuck it. If he's right, then no big deal. So let's just shut it down anyway to see what happens. So yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, some rational thinking here. Also, speaking of rational thinking, earlier when they were saying that they need to bring more electricians in to reroute the power and all that. That gave me a little bit of a twitch, because this is an attitude that I ran into so much in my previous job. Whenever there's a problem, just throw people at it, just grab people and just like throw them at it. Like the world doesn't work like that, dude. It's like, it's not a fucking Age of Empires thing where you're building something and you can just assign more workers to it to go faster.
Sort of like the math problem. If it takes 50 musicians 90 minutes to play a symphony, how long will it take 100 musicians? 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how long the symphony takes. But then our electrician, who is a Mao,
Mama Mao.
Mama Mao, Dai Mao, she takes a chance and smashes Ashford's face into the table. And I'm just like,
Yep.
oh yeah. And then she starts ripping out power lines, so we can no longer see eye to eye. Power line from a Goofy movie.
Goofy movie.
I haven't
yeah.
seen it.
He's the concert.
You know,
The concert they're trying to go to
It's-
in a Goofy movie is a power line concert.
I'll give you a pass on this one, Victor.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Goofy. Are you talking Goofy like
It's
the
okay.
the Disney character
Yes.
Goofy, the dog?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that. Okay, I have no idea.
Goofy and his
Power
son
line
Max, which
concert?
means at some point, Goofy canonically yucked.
Here we go. And what'd you guys think of the ninja moves that Mama Mao here pulled with the thing? It looked to me like it was straight out of the scene from Logan, where what's her name, the little mini Wolverine girl, X-23,
Well, we know-
I think is her name.
We know that this is a 0G room
Mhm.
because when the dude gets shot, he does the standing there thing.
Yeah, I love
for
that.
the grav boots. So she just turned off the grav boots and did some ninja shit. Yeah, it's 0G, or it's very least low G.
Yeah.
So checks out.
And she does get shot
Um,
for her impudence.
So yeah,
Yeah, so then the power
ships
shuts
all
down.
start shutting down. Mao in turn, with the shutdown there. After all these ships shut down, Holden gets taken to the set of season 1 of Broadchurch,
Oh, really?
The BBC or the remake?
the BBC. Man, Broadchurch, just like Death Note, is a perfect one-season TV show that they totally knew when to stop and did not make anymore.
Oh, Xhafer, you and I have to talk Death Note at some point. I'm a big Death Note fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all 26 episodes of Death Note, and there's definitely no more. There's definitely one season of the BBC's Broadchurch, and absolutely no more.
Just like there's one season of Heroes.
I thought he got transported to the beginning of the movie Prometheus.
No,
That's what it
he's
looked like to
clearly
me.
gone full space baby from 2001.
That is true.
And yeah, I have in my notes here, Holden goes full space baby.
Full space.
The planet and the rings power down. I do appreciate the rings open in a nice symmetrical kind of spherical grid pattern. They're not all nimbly bimbly. They're like in
Almost
nice,
like it
neat
was
rows.
intentionally designed that way.
Yes,
Huh.
almost like
Yeah.
there's an intelligent design to all of this, Victor.
And yeah, so all these little holes start opening up. The ships start heading out. We get
Which,
our closing montage.
just because there's a hole doesn't mean you can go right through it.
That's a human instinct, man. We just gotta.
But
Anyways,
yeah, all
we
the
get a
holes open
voiceover.
up, and I'm just like, is this good or bad? And then everybody's like, hooray, all the holes are opening up. I guess it's good.
and see, I was more concerned with how the ships were moving when they had just shut down all of the engines on all of them.
Well,
But, you know,
Or you can turn them back on afterwards,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
then they're a threat again.
yeah. Well, we get the voiceover montage at the end where
Yeah.
Holden is talking to
Miller.
having a one-sided.
Miller question mark, the space jellyfish.
I'm going to say Miller in quotes, or as our
Yeah.
British fans would say, in inverted commas.
Was that that's not what the British called them?
Yes, it is.
Is it? All right, I'm gonna have words with some of my British friends after this episode. Be like, what do you call this thing?
Immediately posting on the lab
Hang
rats.
on, let me do this
What
right.
the fuck is this inverted comma bullshit? No context. So these gates go to 1600
1300.
1300. I miswrote my notes. 1300 inhabitable worlds.
Systems.
Fuck you.
Well, just some systems might have more than one habitable world.
We get a shot of Avasarala back on Earth with a big hologram representation of this, and she has a very concerned look on her face.
And we have
Yeah.
Ashford in what I'm assuming is medbay after
Mhm.
having his bell rung. And Kamina's just like, hey, booze? It's like,
Let's have a
he's
drink.
got a concussion. No.
And there's another thing, she brings 2 glass wine glasses, which
Yeah.
also I never thought about it before, but I think it's a very bad idea to have glass in space.
100%.
Yeah.
Anything that you wouldn't bring into the pool, you shouldn't bring into space
Right.
for the exact same reasons.
Xhafer?
Yeah.
You have been in some bodies of water where people have brought in stuff they should not have.
100%.
People are
I'm assuming
I've
dumb.
had
there's
to
a
pull.
story behind that, but
I've
we'll
had to
save that
pull
for
some
later.
shit out of my feet before.
Oh,
We've had to
ow.
pull some people out of some water.
We've had to pull some people out of some water. We've had to pull some. I have had glass that I've had to pull out of my feet. I've had coral reef I've had to pull out of my feet. All kinds of stuff I've gotten my feet in water. I should be wearing swim shoes at all
Puking
times.
dwarves.
Ugh, that was an evening.
Holy crap.
But we also find out aliens exist?
So
Existed?
a proto-culture existed. We don't know that it's aliens. Hypothetically, it could have been humans. Battlestar Galactica style.
That would be the worst ending to this show. Like, I will rage quit
It's
this Battlestar Galactica all over again.
yeah. So we see Tom Jane for a moment along with something else as the ship is like going through the gate. There's a moment where like it's over Holden's eyes and he sees something.
Oh, I'm so glad you caught that. If you didn't catch it, I wasn't going to say anything, but you caught it. But yeah. And Thomas Jane appears at the very end of our episode. Oh, he's actually listed in the credits as special appearance by Thomas
I did notice
Jane.
that.
And
I was originally very, very worried. Like, no, but I said he died. But it
he
seems like
comes
he
back
might be
and-
kind of dead.
he comes
I
back
think he's
and
kinda
he says one line to Holden. He says, "Fuck me in the face with an aardvark." Oh wait, that's the other episode we just did.
God. Real human money, Victor, that I don't have much of because I just had to spend $1,000 replacing batteries on my car.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Tell you what,
That seems like too much for batteries.
It felt like too much. I'm not happy
Yeah.
about it.
is that a Tesla? I mean, what the
No,
hell?
I had to replace the battery and then the stop-start battery on my car.
What kind of car is it?
A Jeep
It's a
Compass.
relatively new Jeep.
It's
That's insane.
7 years old now.
That's
You've
insane.
not had that Jeep for 7 years. That's insane.
Bought it before Henry was born, my dude.
Dude, a battery shouldn't
Fuck.
cost more than $100, really. I mean, maybe I'm just a cheap ass, but I get the generic brand shit and I replace it myself.
The problem is
I
a
don't know.
stop-start battery. You have to
Yeah.
like dig in through shit to get to it.
Yeah, that's where they get you. Okay. All right. Well, at the
I
very
probably
least,
got scammed. I don't know.
at the very least, whenever we eventually hang out in Star Trek Las Vegas or something, your bar tab is on me to make up for you having to pay for the Predator.
You owe me
at least
$3.99. Seriously, I do hope you can make it next year. I would love to hang out
Me
with you in
too.
person.
Yeah,
That'd be great. Yeah.
Wheels are in motion. Hopefully, we'll be able to make it.
Okay.
But anyway,
Speaking of in motion,
so anyway, so
Produce
it brings us to
slinger.
the time to roll some dice
And
see what
shove
episode we're going
Victor
to
into
next.
an airlock.
I rolled a 6, which means we're skipping 6
Yes!
episodes. So we're going to be watching season 4, episode 7, A Shot in the Dark.
Oh, I'm so excited!
We're
I'm
watching
glad we rolled
the
low.
Clouseau movie?
Naomi and Alex work to keep the Barba Piccola in orbit amidst a power outage. Avasarala faces a tough decision. Holden and Elvie race to find a cure for a disease spreading on, I'm guessing this is Illis.
Illis, yep, you pronounced it right.
Xhafer, it's a Barbapicoli.
Barbara Piccola.
Barba Piccola.
And looking through, yep, there is no. We're still holding out for your prediction for having the word discover or discovery in a description there. But all right, time for me to get in the airlock. It's been a while, man. I hope it's it's been a while since I've been in this thing. I hope it's not. Oh God, it's gross in here.
Oh yeah, we
Been
never
a
clean that
while.
Oh.
shit. And mute. All right,
All right, I can go first.
go for
So
it.
I'm going to say we now have had the end of our first, or maybe second, Earth-Mars war. And
Yeah.
we have now opened our universe up both metaphorically and literally. And I'm going to say this
Yes.
is going to end with Earth, Mars, and the Belters fighting someone else.
I made that exact prediction like 2 episodes ago, Ben. Which is good. It's a good prediction.
Okay,
I think it's very obvious now. I think I did it as a 3 back before the Earth Mars war started. Was that was a that conflict would resolve very quickly and that they would end up having to work together.
it's been
or
so
fight
long
some
since
other
we've
thing.
recorded together. I'm like, I feel like this is familiar. And I went back through all of my predictions. And it's like, I didn't make that prediction.
You didn't. No worries. No, it's a good prediction, Ben. My daytime prediction, we're gonna have a time jump.
Ooh.
I don't think it's gonna be more than maybe like 6 months to a year. But where this is like we're opening up the gates, right? Getting ships out there, doing colonies, doing stuff.
That
It
takes
takes
time.
time. And so I think we're gonna get a bit of a time jump. Maybe in between these episodes, maybe after. They might do a little bit about getting ships out there initially. Hard to say. But based off that episode description, if we're worried about diseases on a colony world, I'm
They
guessing
must have colonized it.
they probably colonized it, which means we probably got a time jump.
My daytime is Holden ends up going full 2001. Holden becomes
Reverts
the most
to a baby.
the most important person because he is somehow connected to the blue goo, and he has now like become unstuck in time and knowledge, and goes up. I don't know if he goes full 2010 and is like, I'm showing up on my ex-wife's TV set and telling Roy Schneider what to do.
Yeah.
But he at least goes full 2001.
My evening prediction is Alex and Draper be fucking. I think that little hallway got a little tense, and I think that it's going to ignite a spark of some romance.
Draper?
Draper, right?
Draper's our robo legs.
Baldry.
She's not there
You
in
mean
the
Baldry?
hallway.
No,
Draper.
no.
Oh no the
Drummer is Robo Leg.
drummer. Okay, yes. The report.
Bobby and Alex be fucking.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Draper is Roberta Draper is Bobby.
Yeah, I was right.
No, because you said Amos.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Okay. So
Alex.
all right. I was very confused. I'm just like, I don't think he's going to know. All right.
And then my primetime prediction, the big boy. I it's 2 words, but it requires a little bit of explanation, more than likely. Fermi unparadoxed. We will have some kind of explanation for the Fermi paradox in the show.
You mean that life is just so incredibly rare that there's no aliens out there?
Well, that is one possible solution to the Fermi paradox. The show will posit an answer. There are many possible answers for the Fermi paradox.
One of which is the great filter through which only
Yes.
the coffee goes.
I actually read a really interesting variation of the great filter that was recently posited, that there is a limit not in technology, but in the ability of the universe to be understood on a fundamental level. Like things that we consider to be universal constants at a certain point are not actually universal constants. And so you can't predict them and you can't advance certain ways.
That reminds me of a very fun story I once read that posited a future in which humanity is invaded by a conquering alien horde.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the conceit of the short story is that the secret to interstellar travel is stupid easy, and humanity just missed it. Like we just glossed over it and smoothed right on past. And so these like galactic conquerors show up in spaceships where they are illuminated by lightning bugs, and they walk off with like muskets, and one guy with like an M16 is like, are we kidding? And just like shoots all of them. And we're just like, we reverse engineered their spaceship, and it's like, oh god, how did we miss like basic math? And we are now the most technologically advanced species in the universe because we never bothered to figure out space travel. It was a fun story just because, hey, we're invaded by a bunch of like giant bears with Napoleonic muskets and uniforms. Like spying out Earth with a telescope. We're just like, one of our guys can kill all of you. Please leave.
Goodbye now.
My prime time is we now have a real good indication of aliens. And I'm going to say,
which is why I didn't do aliens for this prediction.
I'm going to say there is going to be not whatever the blue goo is, or whatever we've already seen up until the end of season 3.
Yeah.
I'll at least, this is prime time. I'm not going to do that. Somebody is going to find a piece of alien tech and be like, I'm going to use this, and it is going to immediately kill them.
Okay. I mean, that's probable.
Like, right away.
Okay.
Not like it becomes our big bad, but like within an episode, it kills them.
That sounds fun. All right. We should probably let Vic out. Although, to be perfectly honest, I think I'm just going to unmute him because he's going to smell real bad and I don't want to open that door.
Damn it.
It smells the same.
Ah, jeez,
just
guys.
like Texas.
Man, yeah, this guy's had a nice little long existential fucking conversation about the Fermi paradox.
Worse
You left me in
burritos than we can get in Detroit.
Yeah, just stuff me in the box there while you guys debate existentialism, you jerks. So.
I'm glad he didn't catch that because all of our Texas listeners will be mad.
Oh, what'd you say?
You can get better burritos in Detroit than you can in Texas.
That's just false.
I'm going to go to Mexican town and prove you wrong.
I'm gonna have to visit.
Okay,
Just
now,
to
Detroit,
test this
do we have our
ridiculous assumption.
do we have our
This is-
neighborhoods named in the most racist way possible?
You
Yes.
talking about Greek town? You talking about Mexican town?
Yes, I am. But can I get a freaking great burrito in Mexican town? Yes, I can. Can I get a
I mean, look,
churro afterwards? You know it, baby.
this
Look,
these are some bold claims you're making there, sir. So
having had Mexican food both in Texas and Mexican town, Ben, I will say that Cholangos is the winner.
That's in Ann Arbor.
But it's in Jackson. It's in the middle of nowhere.
It's in the middle of
my
nowhere.
favorite Mexican joint that I've found. Well, actually, it's not Mexican; it's Tex-Mex. It's a place in San Antonio called Chacho's. That is absolutely amazing.
No, Texas has real good Mexican food, but
That's Tex-Mex.
honestly, the best Mexican food I've ever had, San Diego.
That makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could walk to the border from the hotel I was staying in. So that's our episode. Thanks, Ripe, for letting us use Goon Squad as a theme music. We appreciate the hell out of it.
They're doing a West Coast tour.
They're doing a West Coast tour. Go check them out if you're on the West Coast. And you should go listen to their music on whatever streaming services you use as well.
And thank you to you, the listener. We appreciate you coming back week after week, listening to our fun little show we do here. If you enjoy our show, please leave us a review on iTunes or on Facebook. If you leave us a 5-star review, we will give you a shout out here on the show. And if you don't like our show, just keep that shit to yourself.
And this is new, guys. Feel free to leave us a voicemail or a text at 808-862-55580.
5580.
558. Okay. And this is new, guys. Feel free to leave us a voicemail or a text at 808-862-5580.
The LTO text line is up.
Yeah. You can now go straight from you to Victor's phone.
Leave us a message if you want us to read it on the air, or you have a comment or a question.
Yeah, just reach out and talk to us. Also, that is a great place to ask for an invite to the Discord. So much fun stuff happening over there. It's just a great
I
time.
do love the Discord.
With that, we will see you next time on Last Time On.